Good day, fellow humans. We are the Triad Studios. We're going to present our planned video RPG/adventure game with the theme of modern Philippine mythology. I am Marie Franz Nikijitiwa. You can call me Nikki for short. I am the game artist, game designer, and game developer in our team. The title of our game is Taliba, which means Vanguard or Sentinel. Taliba is an action game typified by fast-paced events and movements, which often have to be performed reflexively. This game emphasizes physical challenges, including hand-eye coordination and reaction time. This game also includes several puzzles and facts that contains about the Philippine culture before the pre-colonial, and this includes the language Baybayin and several gods that the people believed from before. The lore of the story starts with a village that is rich in culture and old traditions that lies beyond the city of Livimin. In this village, an odd boy with a godly characteristic is known by the whole village. Everyone knows his existence is unknown and beyond human concept, but Alistair is just a young boy that is adored by the whole village. His foster parents accepted him as his own, and he has lived as a normal boy together with his sister, who is known to be a prophetess and has the gift of communicating beyond the spiritual level. His sister Kylie knows of Alistair's fate and origin, as she have been communicating with one of the goddesses that is known as Amihan, the goddess of the wind. Her mind is mature for a 10-year-old, as she has played the role of the prophetess in the village ever since. Until one day, Kylie's premonition came, and the village was slain by an unknown creature that is believed to be something that should not exist in our realm. Alistair was the only boy who survived the chaos, and everything that his sister has been warning has come to life. Only then did his powers came out, and a trail of whisper with the voice of his sister is his only guide to the answers that he's been yearning for. From that lore alone, we can all see the main character of this game is Alistair, a special boy which marked him as something extraordinary. Alistair is the only playable character in the game. His age is 17, and his race is definitely other than that of humans. His foster parents taught him multiple languages that includes Filipino, Bisaya, Alibata, and English. He was raised by an Albulario village. He's a fun and loving, eager to learn, and is enthusiastic about everything. He's a doting son and brother to his only step-younger sister. He loves learning what his foster parents do and is talented in their line of work. He's calm and collective when trouble arises, but bursts when his temper is tested. He yearns to be a teacher to help people who are ignorant in the spiritual world. He wanted to tell tales of what his parents and his whole village believes in. His flaws is that he doesn't know his limit. He works with his feelings, would kill if angered despite being taught and acknowledged morality. The secondary characters are Kylie Altair, Alistair's little sister, Amihan, the goddess of the wind, Aman Sinaya and Bathala, the supreme sky father and the goddess of the sea. Kylie is a 10-year-old female prophetess in their village. She was chosen to be a prophetess and guide for her brother by the gods, but was killed with her family instead. Amihan or the other dwells in her body for the rest of the story. Amihan is the god of wind. They are one of the gods who was born together with Bathala and Aman Sinaya. It was rumored that Amihan is the first creature to inhabit the universe. After closing the portal between the humans and gods, Amihan was the only god who can travel back and forth. Because of this, a rift between two worlds appeared, or intentionally created, and Amihan is also responsible for Alistair's life on Earth. The enemy of the story is Habagat. Habagat is the switch of Amihan and lover of Anan Sinaya. If Amihan is carefree and friendly, Habagat is the opposite. Habagat is one of the reasons why their world is falling apart. The other enemies include Sarangay, a lower-tier Sarangay, and a Manananggal. Sarangay is a pure-blooded monster that came from the other side of the portal. They are also considered as the commander or chieftain of the tribe. They lead the other monsters to battle and also have both the physical and magical attributes that could deal more damage than any other monsters to the player. Sarangay has the appearance of a half carabao and half man. Their bodies are full of tattoos that serve as a passive. This could give them more physical and magical strength. A full-blooded Sarangay has the intellect to interact with the player but will only speak one language. As Alistar began his adventure to search for answers, he draws in monsters and other mythical creatures that weren't originally from this world. As he drew near into the abyss that has been calling him to the other side, he noticed a bigger threat that could endanger life as we know it. And Alistar may be the only key to save humanity.
Hi, I'm Alan Villegas III, video game level designer, and game developer. When the main character enters the mossy mansion, in a sudden glance, the main character saw the Sarangay, tall and with immense strength, and the Sarangay quickly ran away with the debris of stones in the mossy mansion. The player should solve the puzzle before proceeding the main mission by collecting the main character's magic. Outside in the mossy mansion, the player will explore the world and they have options to complete a puzzle, or they will proceed to the main mission. After solving the puzzle, the main character will encounter the Sarangay, and you have to defeat the Sarangay before proceeding to the next level. If the player is having trouble of defeating the Sarangay, the game will automatically adjust the game difficulty so that the players will proceed to the next level without smashing or throwing their peripherals. By exploring the world of Taliba, players can loot some materials for armor or upgrading their weapons to defeat the enemies. Players can collect a collectible item by exploring the game, and the reward will be collected in the merchant. Gain 2 abilities of the player's permanent skills for the long run of the game. Gain XP. Gain materials for crafting weapons and armor. Gain a default weapon for your 2 chosen abilities. Gain the Book of Knowledge, which has handed down from an ancient family. Contains how craft magical materials, hone magical abilities, instructions, and recipes, and a navigator of hidden artifacts. In a world of Taliba, you can upgrade to the merchant your weapons and craft some weapon mods for your current weapon. By exploring the world of Taliba, the player has a limited amount of storage in their playthrough. Players can go back and store their materials in the base. There is a chance in a particular level that one regular enemy will have a special ability. Once the regular enemy's health point is low, the player can do a finishing blow, and once the enemy is stunned, the player can do a multiple combo in different skill set.
Hello everyone, I'm Joseph, user interface designer, and game developer of Child Studios. I'm here to give you information about our game's environment design and GUI elements. First off, our environment design has a mixture of a rural Filipino forest wherein shamans or albularios live. It is like a generic forest design mixed with a little sprites or spirits around it. There are 2 worlds that our main character cross throughout his journey. First is the physical world, where he and his foster family lives in the human world. Second is the spiritual world. It is when after the player enters the portal in the first part of the game. The environment design of the physical world is like our ordinary forest in the middle of the woods where shamans dwell. In the game, the player have a lot to maneuver on the terrain during his journey. There may be obstacles and gaps which the player's movement can be challenging. Same as in the spiritual world, it is like the physical world but with a mixture of extraordinary biodiversity of spirits. Both bad and good are living. From here, the player will encounter difficult terrain maneuvering since there will be a lot of hills and mountains to cross to it. Overall, since our game allows the player to freely look to our scenic views, our game has stunning views that is aesthetically calm to look at. Now let's move on to the GUI elements. In the main HUD, we can see that there is a compass which it can guide the player's direction on where the objectives are located. Second is the player and the enemy's health bar. Like your ordinary adventure game, we also have this element which indicates the health percentage of both the player and the enemy. We also have a quest bar which indicates our player's quest and side quests progressions. The skills that the player has chosen will also be viewed in the main HUD. Lastly, in the main HUD, there is also a menu bar which the player can view his character stats, storage, settings, and main menu. Now, when the player clicks the escape key or command, another GUI will be viewed that is called our pause menu. In here, the player can view his weapons, skills, inventory, maps, objectives, and also an option to directly quit the game. So basically the quit menu will direct to the main menu of the game. So that is it for Taliba by Tried Studios. Thank you.